Sears, JCPenney, Belk, the many-sided face of the declining department store in America. You know, hanging on by a thread in dying malls or standing all alone like tombstones, marking the rise of Walmart and Amazon Prime.
You crossed the line! Stop saying that, or I will cut you!
Who knows how long these behemoths will be around? But department stores dying is a long and hallowed tradition in this country. Welcome to Do You Remember? I am Nostalgic Nick. Today we're looking at 10 of the biggest department stores ever that most of you grew up with, that have all gone the way of the dodo. If you enjoy our browse through the forgotten aisles, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you never miss a memory. But for now, just come on, let's walk through the front door of Nostalgia Central. Woolworths. And we begin with the granddaddy of them all, the original 5 and dime, the F.W. Woolworth Company, known to you, me, and everyone else simply as Woolworths. Founded in 1879 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Woolworths pioneered practices that we take for granted today. The store was on the forefront of directly advertising certain products to consumers, aka merchandising.
See? You can't see the line.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
No.
Having a lunch counter in the store, a predecessor to today's food courts. And most importantly, was one of the first shops in the nation to employ direct purchasing, in which a customer finds an item on the shelves themselves, rather than having to rely on a shopkeeper to go and find it. The public loved these innovations, and by 1913, there were almost 600 Woolworths locations nationwide, including the newly opened Woolworth Building, the corporate headquarters of the chain located in Manhattan. Did you know that was the tallest building in the country from 1913 until 1930? And believe it or not, it is still in the top 100 today. Jump forward to 1979 and Woolworths was the largest department store chain in the world. But all good things must come to an end, and every US location was closed by 1997.
And stay out of the Woolworth.
As the company decided to focus on their sportswear line. Well, the company renamed itself Foot Locker, and it is still alive and well. So if you're in need of some nostalgia, head to your nearest mall, pull on a pair of Nikes, and think about past glories. Zales. What do you do when you flee Russia and the Tsar's draconian conscription polices during World War I for the freedom-loving shores of America? If your brothers Max and Morris Feldberg found a chain of department stores, of course. The two knew they wanted to start a store, but they were struggling to come up with a good enough name. Eventually, they leaned on their Jewish heritage and used the Yiddish phrase Zehr. I don't know, Z-E-H-R. It means very good. Zales was indeed very good, and with famous gimmicks like the flashing light 15-minute sale, meant to direct people to certain parts of the store, the chain grew to be the 5th largest discount retailer in the country.
There are a lot of men chasing us.
Well, they should be. Listen, you have nothing to worry about, okay? Because I'm going to turn you two into the belle of the ball.
However, the gravy train did not last forever, and in 1988, the chain was sold to rival Ames. By 1990, every Zales had been closed, but don't feel too bad. In the 1980s, Zales tried to buy Marshalls. It failed, and so created a little-known clone called TJ Maxx, which of course did fantastically, eventually even buying Marshalls, which is super funny, thereby ensuring the Feldberg brothers' legacies would continue. Ames. But what about this Ames chain that so ruthlessly bought out rival Zales, you ask? What if I told you that at one point, Ames was the 4th biggest retail store in America? Yup, in the late 90s, it went Walmart, Kmart, Target, Ames. Number 4 was founded in 1958 in Massachusetts. Ames rose to prominence by locating their stores mainly in rural areas, which didn't have much competition, thereby dominating the markets that they did enter. But why isn't Ames still ubiquitous? Well, in 1990, they declared bankruptcy for 2 reasons. First of all, they had a habit of extending credit to just about anyone, no background check required. So they lost a ton of money when people stopped paying their bills. Secondly, they bought Zales, which saddled them with so much debt that the whole chain went under.
Big mistake. Big. Huge. I have to go shopping now.
But never fear, Ames survived and emerged better than ever. Until they bought rival Hills in 1998, so they got some more debt. The same result, and by 2002, the company was in bankruptcy again and closed for good. Hills. So what's this Hills then? The giant slayer that crushed the once almighty Ames after being swallowed whole. At one point, the 8th largest retailer in the US, hardly impressive at this point. Hills was founded in Ohio in 1957, originally a full-fledged department store. The chain quickly pivoted into the discount market, and I'm boring myself here. There's really nothing interesting about Hills. They came, they saw, they got bought out. I'm pretty sure even the name is false advertising because surely not every store was on a hill. One cool thing I did read is kids really like their Easter egg hunts and their pumpkin hunts, which makes sense because they were all on a hill. J.J. Newberry. J.J. Newberry was founded in Pennsylvania in 1911 as a 5 and dime clone of Woolworths. People apparently really liked 5 and dimes back then, and just like its direct competitor, Newberry became exceedingly popular, numbering over 500 stores in 1961. The chain was sold to rival McCrory's, more on them later. That was in 1972, and unlike other acquisitions on this list, the purchase actually went very well, and for 2 decades, Newberry's flourished.
Hey, I'll trade you my kid for yours.
Thank you. I don't have any kids.
But then the 90s and Walmart came calling and things went south. In 1997, 300 Newberries were closed. And in 2000, the remaining stores were converted to dollar zones. Because at the turn of the millennium, everything had to sound like you could ride a skateboard through it. This obviously did not work, and the brand was effectively defunct by 2002. Fred's. Founded in Coldwater, Mississippi in 1947, Fred's became a success by focusing on rural areas. Most locations were in towns with less than 15,000 people. Fred's main competitors in these towns were Dollar General, Family Dollar, and Dollar Tree. It seems like Fred's isn't even trying. Couldn't they have been Fred's Dollar, or at least Dollar Fred's? Maybe they should have been, cause the last just plain Fred's closed in 2019. While, as we know, those dollar franchises are still going dollar strong. Gibsons Discount Center. Gibsons Discount Center was founded in Abilene, Texas in 1960 and grew extraordinarily fast by relying on the franchise model of operation rather than having one big corporate entity. Sam Walton even inquired about owning a franchise at one point, but nothing came of that exciting opportunity for him. GDC, as it shall hereafter be known, reached a high point of 684 stores in 1978. But fortunately for old Sammy, it seems like he made the right choice as the chain fell victim to the 90s. Almost every location was gone by 2002.
You have any men's shirts for men?
Have you tried the Army-Navy store?
Very funny, huh?
But if you have an itch that only GDC can scratch, there are still 2 in Texas and 2 in Kansas. So on a 15-hour road trip, you can hit every one of them, baby. McCrory Stores. McCrory Stores was founded in Pennsylvania in 1882 by John Graham McCrory, a man so notoriously cheap that he legally had the E removed from his last name so he wouldn't have to pay for the extra letter on the store's sign. Oh, he has a place in my heart. But it was all uphill from there. And despite a bankruptcy during the Great Depression, McCrory was once the 4th largest retailer in the country, with over 1,300 stores at its height. However, the thriftiness failed to continue. And McCrory succumbed to the 90s plague that hit all department stores and ceased operation in 2002. All right, the blue light special has been turned off. Those were the 10 biggest department stores you most certainly grew up with that aren't around today. So honestly, how many of these have you been to? Is there one that we forgot about? And which was your personal favorite?
What, you think I can't pay for it?
Well, there is no layaway plan.
Get in the comments and let us know. We love reading your thoughts. If you enjoyed our stroll down memory aisle, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps. Subscribe to our channel so you never miss a memory. And from all of us here at Do You Remember, we want to thank you for watching.